everyone, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. So I've been waiting a really long time to part with this book. I've probably had it about 3 years. And when I received it, this is the actual original spine here. It was not in good condition, obviously. I had to pull about the last 4 inches off of it. That's all that was holding it together, and the internal spine. And I knew it was original because the image actually, if you'll see here, a little lesson in antique books, the image overlaps that strapping. So I knew that it was original, which meant this was a very affordable book in 1887 when this book was published in Britain. Yeah, because it had a soft spine. So I brought a lot of joy to a lot of little children. This is a Chatterbox book, and I did have to replace the back, so I added this beautiful piece of vintage embroidered linen here and wrapped that all the way around. So inside here, it's all authentic antique and vintage ephemera. It's a chunky one too. It is 7¼ by 10 inches. So if you like the larger size journals, check out my Etsy shop because this is a good one, and it's a rare piece. So I also included some of the original plates in here, like this one. Now this I pulled off of an almost antique doll. Let's call it a vintage doll. And I used the trim there from her skirt. The doll was scary, so she did not stay to live with me. This scary doll, beautiful dress. This is the original plate from the book. Look at this. I was going to cover this, but I think it's really charming. This is the little naughty girl, and I think it's adorable. And it's the original plate, and you can see that was done on a woodblock print. I probably know too much about this stuff. I'm such a geek. And look at this beautiful postcard here. I love it. It is an early postcard from the early 1900s, but it was actually sent out in the 50s. So, and you can tell by the cars and the costume that they're wearing. I love it. An original plate from the early 1900s here, if you like ducks, which I do. Another early plate here. Some fun clusters. It's a little vintage book page I turned into a corner tuck. And look at this beautiful plate here from the early 1900s as well. A little bird circling a ship. It's a lot of ship ephemera. I guess that was their biggest mode of transportation before the planes made an appearance. Flew in. So here is this is actually a beautiful English countryside plate because it really is the countryside. It's gorgeous. Vintage school paper here. Another one of these little booklets I made with my cutoffs. Just a really great place that you can do some more journaling in. And again, use every piece of white space. If you're actually using these to journal like I do mine for gratitude journaling. There is a ton of space in here. And if you run out, add more pages in, your own pages. And I like this piece from the 50s. Look at this. It's a teen magazine on music. So we've just got all of the wonderful words to the songs. Just a really fun piece there. Brings back a lot of memories. And this is one of my wonderful 1950s baby cards. And look at this. All kinds of journaling space in there. That's such a nice piece. And then this is just, this is from the 1950s. Isn't that great? A little jester at his desk with his pen and quill there. And this is a pocket from a vintage book. And a 1930s school page on how to keep bookkeeping, basically. And look at this is another plate from this book. This is exquisite. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. Oh, they just depicted the children so well. And this is a Lizzie Dawson print, which all of them are actually. And here's a little tag I made to journal. Well, actually, you can't journal on this one unless you add a piece of paper to it. I couldn't cover both sides because they were both so much fun. So it's really just a look at me piece, but you can add to it. A 1937 student's homework page. Antique paper here, vintage ledger sheet here, and this is from 1906. Look at this beautiful plate here. That's from Girls Own. I I just love it. 1 penny it cost for this magazine. And here I've got it from a farmer's magazine. Look at this. Awesome. You're amazing, Mary. You never have a bread failure. I have had many a bread failure, which is why I buy it from the store now. COVID was not good to me with the bread experience. More antique paper. There's another one of those wonderful children's homework pages. Antique music sheet. 1950s doily page. A 1936 French almanac page. Really, really fun. Look at that awesome photo down there. Just great pictures and satire there. This is from the 1940s. This plate that I turned into a corner pocket. Sorry, Lacey's distracting me off to the side here. This is a vintage Yahtzee game scorecard, and you can certainly journal all over that. 1950s or 40s. I forget. It actually looks like earlier because of the shorts for the boys. Yeah, sort of a home neck piece. This is from the 50s. Turn it into a journaling card for you with antique paper. And this is 1904 Freckles, one of my favorite antique books. I just love the natural aging there on there. I left that alone. Oop, let's put the feather up top. I love feathers. Maybe I'll put a feather in here as well. Here is a antique photograph. Sorry, I'm off to the side here being distracted by my own. Here we go. I'm going to put a feather in here for the Freckles page with the feather on it. And a vintage card. This is from the 50s, Niagara Falls. Very close to me. I live about a half hour away from there. And this is an authentic and vintage bingo card, and it's one of the ones that would have been used probably at community centers, bingo halls, because it's very thick. And then in here is a nice little journaling card made out of 1800s ledger paper, and I can see hiding down here a 100-year-old banknote. And then up here I've just taken this from that little early 1900s game with the words on it. And these are for WH words. I've got the word Y with some antique netting there. This is another plate from an early 1900s Birds of North America. Vintage stamp, more netting, 1955 Highways Road Maps of America. And then I made this little pretty little page with the bunnies and the ducks. I added a 1920 scrapbook page here, very brittle. That's why I didn't fold it. And then here is something my friend sent me. Thank you, Stacy. She sent me a whole book of these. Look at this. This is going to last me for 100 journals, and it's from the Maple Grove Dairy in Michigan. Isn't that fantastic? I love it. Look at chocolate milk, skimmed milk, half and half, homogenized. I'm just thrilled with that. Thank you again, Stacy. That's going to go a long way to make my my journalers happy. Another wonderful 1950s page here, 1920s page. Look at that beautiful coloring on that. And then this here is another beautiful page from 1913. This is another girls' annual page, and this one's on botanicals. Look at that. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I believe, yeah, irises. Really popular flower in the early 1900s, the iris. That is more doily making and bedspread making. And here's one of the only color plates left from this book. Look at how beautiful that is. The children playing there. Oh, seesaw. They rock each other back and forth in the chair. It's very special. On the back, I just put this very cute little page topper from an antique book that says, "And I'll be happy." So if you want to frame that, you can. You won't see that come through. 1950s Theater Arts magazine. I found this inside this book. Somebody was using it as a bookmark, I think. And I just thought it was really cool. It looks like it's from about the 50s. 1950s University of Rochester page there. I turned into a corner pocket. And a 50-year-old vintage wildflower book. And actually, this is from the 1800s, this plate here, which I just love. And it's color, which is pretty cool for the 1800s. And vintage. Oh, I love it. So much fun. This is a really great journal. Sometimes I make them. It was late at night when I finished this, and then when I look at it again, I go, wow, that's really cool. This is just a wonderful set of images from a theater arts magazine. And this is an early written letter here that I put the remnants of it in here just because it's fun, because it was done with an old inkwell and pen. Pressed flower, original plate from the early 1900s. I am happy. I love it. And that brings us to the end. So I hope you love this as much as I loved making it. Come back soon and go to hyperstamper.etsy.com to find this. If it's not in the shop, it means it was sold. And email me if you want me to make another. Emails below. Bye for now.